Jim Roma's Bakery, Nerd Cheese Pizza. Anyone get pierogies? No pierogies? There you go. We got a couple pierogies over here. Or maybe drove by some of the carousels or the old parks that we used to hang out at when we were younger. Yes, we have cider donuts. We have Apple Hills. Go apple picking. We got a couple people going after tomorrow. Cider mill. Go get some cider and donuts. Enjoy yourself there, and just appreciate everything that Binghamton has to offer. It's been many years since some of you have been here. So please take the opportunity to enjoy everything that Binghamton and the Main Endwell area has to offer you. Just a couple things you may notice over there behind you on that glass wall. We have a little backdrop for selfies with a banner over it. I want to thank Stephen Palmer, one of our committee union members. Stephen designed all of the logos. He made, if you notice, there's something rolled up on your table. Those are commemorative posters, which are highlighting everything that happened in 1982, from sports to entertainment, everything that we remember as kids, our Booth on hair and all that fun stuff. So thank you, Stephen, for taking the time to do that. And he also worked on Google Docs spreadsheets and putting our list together. And while we're at it, let's thank the rest of the reunion committee. We have Dave Parsons, who helped us from afar. Dave lives in Missouri and helped us get the list together, find everybody, track people down. It was no easy feat. We've been working on this reunion for about a year. So I think we've got everybody's updated. I haven't forgotten. No, don't worry. I think we have everybody's updated information. Terry Rodolfi also was a key player. She worked out a list. She cleaned everything up. She had everything highlighted in different colors. And this person is missing. This person is dead. This person is alive, but we can't find them. We found this person, but their email address keeps getting pushed back to us. We had all kinds of issues, but we got it. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Jay Cummings, who is our treasurer. He set up all the Venmo, kept track of all the money, paid all of the bills. And as honorary member, his lovely wife Wendy, who came to almost every single meeting. We really had a great time. We had dinner like every week together for the last year. And we really had a nice time. We kind of bounced all over. We started at the galley, then we went to Little Venice, then we went to Beer Factory. We just we did every restaurant in town. So it was fun for us too.
Yeah, you made me jealous.
You know, poor Dave. We tried the first meeting to do like a telephone call while we were in the bar trying to do a meeting. It just so did not work. So poor Dave. Everything was long distance for him. We also got a lot of really nice prizes together for you guys. I think we have enough so that everybody will walk home, will go away tonight with a nice prize, including each of the centerpieces. So we've written every person's name down and put it in a hopper over there, and then we're just going to be kind of picking names randomly all night. When you hear your name called, just go up to the table and pick whatever prize you want so you have a nice gift to take home tonight. So we wanted you to go home with that. Also, you may have noticed when you walked in that we have a bunch of yearbooks. I know Karen Caldwell just brought in some from 5th, 6th grade, Karen.
Yep, I've got pictures from float meetings.
Yeah, a lot of old pictures at Mall Elementary, Union Center, May Memorial, all of the places that we all know you from.
It's so funny.
So with that being said, I just want to say that we're really happy to see all of you. There were a lot of people who said, you know, oh, I see everyone I want to see. I don't need to see anybody else.
Oh, I know that.
But you know what? You don't realize till you get together with the people that you grew up with that you may have made a really big impact on somebody that you didn't even know. You know, I've heard stories about myself that I don't even remember. So it's really nice to see people that we grew up with and to hear stories about how you may have impacted somebody's life. The kid down the street, the neighborhood kid, the kid you graduated with, the kid you played sports with, the kid you played music with. You know, there was such a rich environment that we all grew up in, and we all shared it with one another. I mean, nobody has that unique experience that we have in this room. because nobody else in the entire world, other than other 1982 graduates, had the same experience that we all shared together. We all came from the same place, we all came from the same roots, we all came from mostly the same values, and here we are 40 years later, still together again. So thank you all for coming to share this. I have to put my glasses on for the rest of my speech. So just a couple of notables based on the questionnaire that you guys answered for us, because we're curious about where you've been and what you've been doing. Some of the people that were here tonight that traveled the furthest, we have to give definite kudos to Tony Darrow, who came from England. Where's Tony? Where are you, Tony? Put your hand up in the air. Here you are, right in front.
Right there.
Tony literally has lived in England for years, and she came back for our reunion this year, so that's really great.
Let me move on
We
the
have Carl Williams came from Colorado, Dave Parsons came from Missouri, Mark Reno, Steve Harper, you guys came from Florida. We have people here from Massachusetts, Connecticut. I mean, so just thank you for all making the effort to be here. We're so happy to see you. So let's talk a little bit about the past. Who were our favorite teachers? You told us that our favorite teachers are Mr. Beers, Mrs. Musa, Mr. Perkins, Mr. Chapman, Mrs. Miller, Mrs. Eldred, Mr. Blake, and Mr. Key. We all remember them well. Some of the interesting places that we've all traveled since we've been out of high school. We've been to Wales. We've toured the European Grateful Dead tour in 1990, Stephen Palmer. We've been to Italy, Hawaii, France, Kenya, Colombia, South America. We've been to Ireland, China, and even China during the Tiananmen Square demonstrations.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. Austria, we've been to Alaska, we've been to Europe, the Congo, and Iraq. And Tahiti. All right, you go, girl. So let's talk about some of the places that we love and miss from high school. Some of our favorite places to hang out in high school were the bleachers, which we went to today. We had a tour at 11 a.m. of the high school. We had such a good time at the tour. And we were out back, and Steve Harper goes, "Something's wrong with these bleachers. We used to be able to get underneath them." I think almost everybody in this room had been under those bleachers at one point or another doing, we don't even want to know. The bleachers, Cummings Road, the girls' locker room, storage room for the sports people, the girls. We didn't know about that place. Somebody said the Endicott Police Station shooting range.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Float meetings was a big answer, a popular answer. We all remember going to the float meetings. But what was the one that we did? Rooster Cogburn. With a big rooster and he had a patch on his side. I think his head fell off during the parade or some horribleness
Sophomore
happened.
year. That was sophomore year.
Sophomore year. There you go. Brothers 2 was another hangout place for us. The weight room, of course, the galley, and quite a few smoking areas. Somebody even said the dumpster. Their favorite place to hang out was back by the dumpsters. As far as pets go, we have dogs, cats, horses, chickens, and fish. I have all of the above.
Yeah, other than you.
The others of you may have some pets. I don't know.
Good Jay, yeah.
As far as children go, we have one classmate who has 6 children, 6 beautiful daughters, and we have one classmate who has 8 grandchildren. Does anyone have more than 8 grandchildren in this room? So I think 8 grandchildren. Who has 8 grandchildren? Raise your hand if you have 8 grandchildren. No? Uh-oh. I don't know who that was then. Some of the things that we've been doing since graduation,
I forgot, I got
our
hacked.
hobbies are among horseback riding, karate, travel, photography, mushrooming, collecting Fornasetti plates, Star Trek, I think we know who you are, rock collecting, tennis, biking, and old home restorations. And we've also been in a very accomplished class. We're smart, man. We got some really smart people in our class. We have people here who have earned their master's degrees. They've run marathons, written books, published books, became registered nurses. We have veterans that have served in the military, and for all of you veterans, God bless you, and thank you very much for serving our country. How about our vets stand up? Let's have all our veterans stand up. Mark, stand up. Thank you guys. We appreciate you very much. We've also had people that have earned doctorates. We've got a couple of doctors amongst us. I think we all know who they are too. People who own their own business. People who have shaped local politics and policies in their own hometown. People who have had very successful careers. And we have a principal tuba player for the Binghamton Philharmonic amongst us. So we've done some really amazing things. We've all raised, some of us have raised children, raised families, had careers. We've come a long way since we graduated from high school, and when we sat in our graduation ceremonies and we heard our valedictorians and our salutatorians give their speeches about what laid ahead of us, you know, none of us knew really what that meant, did we? College, children, marriage, divorce, death, a birth. You know, I mean, life is just such a roller coaster. But as crazy as it gets out there, we always know that we can look back and see where we came from, where our feet lie, where our roots are, what we're all about. Because we are Spartans, we are Maine Endwell community, we're friends, we're family, and we're going to be bonded together for the rest of our lives because of who we are and where we came from. So thank you all for taking the time to be with us tonight. Have a fantastic time. We're going to have dancing. We've got dessert. We've got a bar. What else do you need to have a good time? So thank you again. And I'd like to call up the committee for their class reunion just to give them a nice round of applause for all of the great work that they did. Come on up, you guys. Stephen, Jay, Dave, Terry. Give them a nice round, really. We worked hard. We worked hard. Great team. Thank you. Thank you all. Nice group hug, you guys. So we were thinking, do we need to wait for 50 or do we want to do a 45? You guys want to do a 45? 45? All right, we're going to do a 45. If you're interested in joining the committee, let us know. In the meantime, have a wonderful evening.
Raise your hand if you want to be on the committee.
Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful evening. Go take some selfies in front of our little backdrop there. Commiserate and commemorate and have a great time with everybody tonight. Thank you all for coming. Yeah.